gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everyone, this is your girl SC Bookgal 843 Patrice Grumble, and you guys know it is Tuesday night. It is time for a new book and a new author. So, ladies, this book I would say is for us. Okay, we black and brown women, we are going through some stuff right now. And yesterday we had some ladies that came on that shared their book that give us a little hope to hang on through everything that's going through. It has me on the screen.
Okay, y'all. I'm not sure what's going on with Patrice. She was in the studio. Not sure what happened, but she has an amazing guest here with us tonight. So gonna see if we can get her back in the studio. But meanwhile, gonna go ahead and bring up her guest, and we gonna jump on in the conversation. Y'all know how we do because y'all know time to time things happen, but we don't stop. We keep it pushing. So I am going to bring up our guest. And of course, I am the visionary, Angela, for those that do not know. Sometime I have to jump on. But let me bring up the guest for tonight. She's been on the platform before, doing some amazing things. Of course, I can never give our guests the right introduction. So guess what? I'm just gonna move on out the way and allow her to introduce herself. So let me move and let me bring her on up. Welcome, Dr. Stevens. How are you?
I am doing fantabulous. I am always excited to be on air and to be on this platform, which I this feels like home for me. And so, yes, I am super excited about being here with Sister Patrice. And I know that she'll be coming back to be with us. So, hey, I'm looking forward to this experience.
Of course, I'm sure she has a lot of questions that she wants to ask. But if you would please introduce yourself to those that may not know you. Of course, Patrice's show is about authors, so you know she has to be an amazing author to be sitting in this hot seat tonight. So if you would just introduce yourself to those that may not know you.
Sure. Well, good evening to everyone who is watching with us live and those who are going to watch us on the replay. My name is Dr. Carolyn Stephens, and I am currently the CEO of the Black House Media Group. I also serve as a clinical mental health therapist here in Atlanta, Georgia. I am a best selling author as well as a publishing consultant. And so, absolutely love writing books. I love authors. Authoring is my passion. Helping and working and networking with authors is next to therapy is my passion as well. So I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, and here now I've been in Atlanta for probably a little over 30 years. So, Sister Patrice, I guess I'm no longer an apple. Maybe now I'm a peach since
Yeah,
I've been here
yeah.
in Atlanta a while, but I am still a Brooklyn girl in my heart of hearts. So that's a little bit about me.
So let me ask you a question. Do you prefer to be the apple or the peach?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. Nobody has ever asked me. I'm going to say that I would prefer to be the apple because my Brooklyn roots run real deep. And, since I've been here in Georgia for quite some time, I've somewhat lost a little bit of my Brooklyn accent, but there are words that I say, like, for example, I say coffee. See, that's like a Brooklyn thing. We say
Coffee.
coffee, but in Georgia they say coffee, but we say
Coffee.
coffee. We say coffee, or we say I'm going to the mall. So so some things I say it's still people can tell. Hey, you must be from up north, gal. So I guess again I'm an apple in my heart.
Okay, okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But now okay. Well, before I can say you're a true Southerner, how do you like your grits? You like salt or
Oh,
sugar?
so well, I think true Southerners put sugar in it, but I like salt in my grits.
Okay,
But
you're a Charleston.
I think Southerners, yeah, I think true Southerners like sugar in their grits, if I'm not mistaken, because I got
Yeah,
friends that eat it like that. Is
yeah,
that about
yeah.
right? Okay.
And Charleston is kind of like a mixture now. I'm a salt girl. I can't do the sugar on the grits. I never understood that, but to each his
Me
own. To each
either.
his own. So, what draw you to that love that you have for authors and being an author yourself? What drew you to that?
Well, what drew me to my love of authors, which is why I don't promote myself as a publisher, but a publishing consultant, basically meaning that I help authors to build their author platform, not necessarily. I mean, we can publish books, but primarily the bulk of my job as a consultant is to help authors build a platform, which part of their platform is that they happen to have a book. And what drew me into that, I've always loved authors, but I drew on my own experiences as a first time author and a lot of the challenges that I had, questions that I could not get answered, little bit of money that I spent that I didn't want to spend, that I should not have spent, but I didn't know any better. So on my journey of not knowing, I developed some knowledge and some skills. And actually, Patrice, I'm part of couple of authors groups. People were just asking me questions. I mean, really, like, how do I do that? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And Beknownst to me, I had no idea that God was helping me to build a platform. I just wanted to help people and help authors so they wouldn't have to spend a whole lot of unnecessary money and time. And then they produced beautiful books and they weren't selling them. So God, for me, He built that platform for me. So really, it was out of my own love for not wanting to see, especially our people, become misguided in their journey, especially as first time authors.
Okay. So, if you can give one piece of advice for a new author, what would that one piece of advice be?
Oh boy, because I got so many. But what would the one piece of advice be? So I say this because I work with self-published authors, and I'm a self-published author. But what the one piece of advice I would give, even though you're a self-published author, don't work alone. Just don't work alone. At least
Hmm.
have some support people or somebody you trust to advise you while you're on your journey. But don't be self-published. That is okay. Just don't work alone, and know that you are not alone. That you're not alone. Build a support team around yourself. Because your book is your baby. That's your baby. You
Yeah.
know.
And
You
when you
know.
have a child, you got that village mentality. somebody when you're sleeping, they taking care of the baby. Somebody, I understand that. That makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense.
So that would be my advice I would give.
So you have this wonderful book that came out early this year called Sacred Seeds of Wisdom: Things That Every Black and Brown Woman Need to Know. Tell us a little bit about this book.
Oh my goodness! And I got the book here in front of me. And Sister Patrice, you know what? I failed to do so, but I need to get your address so I can send you a copy.
Oh,
I want you to have your own copy. I try to make sure that I remember to do that when people so graciously have me on their platforms because it's an honor to be here. Sacred Seeds of Wisdom. Oh my goodness. This is a compilation book written by, there's 11 of us. Yeah, there is 11 of us. By far one of the easiest projects I had ever done because we have gotten asked all the time, what kind of complications did you have working with 11 women, and how was it having 11 women with 11 different personalities? I can honestly tell you, we had none. We published this book so fast. There was no complications. We had no challenges. I believe it was a group of women that just came together at the right time. We all had something to say. So, Sacred Seeds of Wisdom, I felt like at 61 years young, at that age, and probably at 50 or so, half of 100, you start to think about what is it that you want to leave with people? What do you want to be remembered by? What seeds do you want to sow into their life? And so I thought, well, wow, how cool would it be if a group of us got together and just from our own experiences in life talked about something that we've learned and what we want to sow into the next sister so that she knows you're not alone. You don't have to do it alone. If you're going through something, somebody in this book has been through what you going through, and you can draw off their strength and off of their wisdom. And these women wrote with so much passion. I mean, I made it very easy for them. I just told them to tell people, so what I said to them, I set it up. I said, if you were in a room with a group of black and brown women, what would be the one thing that you would share with them? And then I told them just right from there.
mm,
Y'all, of course, all of us have different experiences in life, and that's the beauty of working together with other women, is that we come with our own diverse experiences and things that we can share. So that's basically what Sacred Seeds of Wisdom is about.
whew. So this book is very timely because y'all know they ain't paying us no attention. No,
Yeah.
we're gonna be totally honest. They're not paying us any attention with anything that's going on in the world. And I actually took today and part of yesterday, and I don't know what made me go down this rabbit hole, y'all, but it kept me up last night, just consuming myself of everything that was going on in the United States. Okay, very much consumed. But you know what? Out of everything, I did not hear one thing about the black woman.
It's interesting that you brought that point up, Patrice. Um, listen, this is an individual I very rarely try to watch, am not interested in watching, nor am I interested in hearing anything about that orange haired man. Um, However, there was something that came on my phone, and this brother had clips of at least five women, highly professional women, we talking judges, lawyers, that the president spouted off that in a disrespectful manner. Oh, that's why you're stupid. I can tell. I mean, we're talking like highly professional women. He called them stupid. That's why you're ignorant. That's why you sound like a baby. You need to go back to the first grade. You don't listen. And what the brother's commentary was about is how disrespected we are. And that, you know, that's terrible. That is terrible. But yeah, on what you're saying, yes. And I just viewed that today. I just viewed that.
And to piggyback off that, so later on today, I went down another rabbit hole because I saw this come up on my TikTok feed. And there was this one young lady, I don't even know if she has any type of, I would say, priority seat, but she went against Jasmine Crockett. And she said some choice words. How can your book help a female like me whose anxiety has been going through the roof and now who's feeling frustrated? How can Sacred Seeds of Wisdom, things that every black and brown woman need to know, how can your book benefit me?
Thank you so much for asking that question, and it's a good question. So I'll answer the question by prefacing it by saying this. Patrice, this is something that I never really understood about us as a diaspora and as a subculture called Black women. At the end of the day, when you go home, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a doctor. I don't care if you're a lawyer. I don't care if you the sister that's working at the grocery store, you working at McDonald's. It don't matter what your socio-economical status is. But when you go home, sit on the edge of your bed, take off that bra and that girdle, sometimes taking off that wig, eyelashes, whatever. We all the same. I mean, at the end of the day, when we unmask all this stuff that we put on, right, to be out in the public, as a sister, we basically are all the same. We're gonna have some man problems, some money problems, some chilling problems, okay? And we're all the same. We're all facing similar disparities. And with that should be our connecting piece where I'm able to say to you without even knowing the details of your life, but I'm able to say to you, sis, I understand. I understand. We just have that subliminal language that you and I can look at each other and say, okay, sis, I got you and I understand. In Sacred Seeds of Wisdom, that's what we're saying. Through the words that we have penned on paper, we are saying, one, we are all the same. We come from different backgrounds, but we're all the same. And sis, I got you. Okay. I understand the anxiety. I understand the depression. I understand the disrespect. I understand the failures in relationships. I understand the children problem. I understand your disparity because your disparity is my disparity. I understand it. And that's what this book is saying to the sister that picks up this book and reads it, that if nobody else understands you, there are 11 women in this book based on their experiences that get you, that understand you, and that want to sow a seed into your life that you can hang on to and say, hey, I got some hope because this sister is talking to me through this book.
And that's what we need. That's exactly what we need. It's so perfect for the time that we are in right now. Um, because tell you the truth now, I work. You guys know I work at, okay, and because we're having this political talk that's coming in, I'm not going to say exactly where I work. If you when looking at the show, you know I work at, and I will say that I have yet to see a book that has come through to encourage an African American sister. Have yet. I've seen two or three that I placed on a list, but I've yet to see it come in the system. So this book is perfect. If you could take one of your seeds of wisdom and give to me as a black woman right now, what would it be?
Oh boy, I'm telling you, Patrice, you are the host with the most, girl. I mean, because you're asking me some really profound things. I mean, there's so much good stuff in this book. Uh, I don't know because I think about the author Tony Winston. I think about Triveda. I mean, we've got some powerful sisters here in this book. But I'm just I would say to you, I'll give you my seed that I put in the book, and my seed was I leave because all the stories started with I leave you with, which is a backstory in itself because we wrote the book utilizing and giving homage to Mary Bethune in her last will and testament, I leave you with. And so that's what we all wanted to do was leave the sisters with. So mine's was I leave you with an exhortation to set your soul free. And so my seed was sisters, be free, be free. just whatever that means to you. Just we get held in we just get held in so many bondages by other people's opinion, what social media says about us, what we should wear, what we should look like. And the truth be told, Patrice, I mean, most of us black women at some point in our lives, we have just flat out almost but killed ourselves trying to be somebody else. And so with my seed, I'm saying, just go on and be you. Just whatever that is. Because guess what? When you're you, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, that's a beautiful thing. And so um, at 61, I accept myself, all my rolls, all my curves, some of my wrinkles, stuff that I need a little work on. But hey, Erica Badu has a song where she says, I'm all right with me. And that's what I was telling the sisters in my port. Be all right with you. Get to the point where you all right with you. So that's what I would say. Set your soul free. That's
And
my
I
sacred.
accept it. I so accept it. I so accept it. Yeah, because there's some rules. Like right now, y'all, I ain't kidding you not. My stomach growling. Kid you not. So, yes, I will accept all of this. Imperfections and all, because their imperfections are my perfections. I
Yes.
say that to myself now.
Hmm.
And I keep saying that to myself, even when I have those doubts. Is something that a coworker of mine told me, you were placed here for the reason. So stand in your place. So
Absolutely.
so so remember we talk about those fun questions?
Yes. I'm gonna try.
Come on down. So my fun question for you. If you can get a female comedian, because we all need a great laugh right now. We all just need to smile. If you can get a female comedian to narrate your section of sacred seeds of wisdom, who would you give that honor to and why?
Well, the first person that came to my mind is Monique. Now, and the only thing, and Monique is born in the same birth month as me in December, so she's a December girl. She's funny. I probably would choose Monique. I probably just say Monique, just probably bleep some of it out now, girl. Just give us the clean version. But it would by far. I would pick Monique. Yeah.
All right, so you're a December, me too. December,
All
that's
right.
what I'm talking
Yay!
about.
It's
Yes.
nice.
All right, so let's say we have an opportunity to have a female artist place music to your book. What song resonates with you when it comes to this book?
Hmm. Let's see if I could think of the name of her song, but it would definitely be a Jill Scott song for
Ooh,
sure. Because
yeah.
Jill Scott is just Jill Scott. I mean, uh, uh, I don't, I like "Is It the Way You Love Me," but it wouldn't be for this book. But there's another one that where she says, "Do you like it on your collard greens? Do you like?" I don't know if I can't think of the name of it, but I know it
I
would.
I know
It,
what
it
you're
would.
talking.
You know what I'm talking
I
about?
know
Do
what
you
you're
like it
talking.
on your collard greens? Do you like it on your black eyed peas? Oh, yeah. So it would be Jill Scott for me though.
It'll
That
be
I
Jill.
would do have a good
Okay,
song.
I love that answer. Jill Scott, and Jill Scott don't care. She said, "This is me. Take it or leave it." When
I know it. I love it.
I think she did the Star Spangled Banner, but she changed all of the wording, and I was like, "You go, girl!" Like, yes. Okay, lifetime is on the line. They said, "You know what? We love sacred seeds of wisdom, and we want to make this book into a movie." Who would you? I'll give you two people. Who would you want to play any part in this book?
Oh, I'd love for Angela Bassett for sure. I'd love for her to play a part. She is so strong and so powerful. And I'm trying to think and trying to think. I'm trying to think. Uh, I could see Kerry Washington. I could see her playing a part in it as well to represent the book. But definitely, uh, yeah, that those are the two that I would definitely pick. Yeah, to play a part.
From your synopsis, I actually thought Regina King.
Oh yeah, now, yeah. Now that I'm trying to think of who part with Regina. Uh, I probably would get Regina to do Trevida's part. I only say that because Regina is kind of short. She's cute, but she's a whip. Regina is she's a whip. So I think that she could probably do Trevida's part pretty good, pretty good. So yeah.
And if you guys don't know who that is, Triveda Harris is one of the sisters on our podcast group, the Divas of the Airway. She is short and she is powerful. So don't let it fool you.
Oh,
Her
not at
show
all.
is on Sundays and I want to say Thursdays. If I'm right, Triveda, please let me know. I know definitely Sundays and Thursdays. But yes, I truly can see that. I
Yeah,
can
I
see
think Regina King could do Trevida's part for sure. Yeah, that would be that'd be a good actress that could do her story in the book for sure.
all right, Lifetime is back there. So you know what? This went off perfectly. And now we want to do a biopic on you. Who would you give the honor of playing you in your biopic? And why did you choose that person?
Oh my goodness, I don't even know. Honestly,
It
I
doesn't have to
don't.
be an actress. It doesn't have to be a singer. It can be somebody who you know personally.
Oh, somebody that I know personally. I don't know. I'd have to get somebody to help me with that one. I don't know. Because in my younger days, people used to say that Jackie, Harry, and myself that we resembled and had similar personalities. I don't know though, because Jackie, she's I think she's a bit more flamboyant than me, but she's funny as all get out, you know. I might would choose Queen Latifah. She's funny. She's in tune. So yeah, I mean, I think that those are people that I would pick probably. somewhere
And
along
those,
that line.
you got some good choices because those women have staying power and they stay true to themselves. Even when Queen Latifah lost herself after her brother passed away, she came back and she became this powerhouse. Jackie has staying power from her show, Women Abuse the Place, Sister Sister. And who knows what she gonna be on soon because she's still in some more movies. So you picked two great choices.
Yeah, yeah. I particularly like that about those actresses. You said it right. They have staying power, and I think that's pretty true to my character. You know, uh, they are the queen of bounce back, and I love a sister that bounces back. But hey, I am a black woman. That was my first bestseller. It was I am a black woman. Black women, we gonna always bounce back. I mean, we that's what we do. It's in our DNA.
We
We
won't.
got we got the
We
spirit
always
of
bounce
bounce
back.
back. And when we bounce back, we gonna have a new hairdo to match. Okay, so
Okay, new hairdo, attitude. Oh, hey, it's just brand new. So that's absolutely correct. But while we're closing, what would you like to say to your old readers, your new readers, and the readers you will gain after this podcast?
oh well, I'd like to say first and foremost, I definitely want you to buy the book. You can go to my website, which is drcarolynstephens.com, and you can purchase the book there. Um, in conjunction with purchasing the book, I want to encourage you to write your book. Everybody has a book. Everybody has a story. There's not enough. We need more books written by Black women, for Black women, about Black women, just black, black, black. Okay, and I unapologetically, and that's why I love this platform because I know that Queen Angela's not a sister that mine. We talk about our people, and I unapologetically will speak very openly and supportively about our people and our women because Black women, we are incredible. And the thing is, everything in life comes from us. So write, I'd say that, write your book.
Mm.
Get
You know
paper and
what?
start writing.
And that is one of the reasons why I do this. Is because Black representation in books, in literature, in that stereotype. If you want to hide something, put it in the book from. That is the reason why I do this here to give authors a color, a platform to speak about their books, their authors' journeys, and if you even got some social cause that you want to talk about, believe you me, you got me and you got about, I think there's like 9 of us right now where you can come on our show and talk about it. So,
And we
yes.
need to be, and we need to be able to talk about it. And I love this platform because here's the thing, I'm in media, right? And the way that we are depicted in media, definitely didn't want to leave without saying this. Like you see it, Patrice. There's something that happens in the community, and they're gonna pick the sister that doesn't know how to articulate. Well, see, damn, and this, and I'm not knocking nobody for your education. What I'm saying, but what they do these things intentionally to make it look as if though we are not intelligent, and that person represents the whole of who we are. And so I appreciate these kinds of platforms that put us out there, that lets the world know we are intelligent, we are smart, we are funny, we are educated, we do know how to talk, we know how to use the dictionary. Now, depending on what day of the week it is, you might get told because we are Black women. We can't help that part because we're very passionate. But for the most part, we need to be represented as the people that God has created us to be, the powerful, powerful, dynamic queens that we are. And so we need more platforms like this that put us out there demonstrating and showing who we are. We need more people like you that pushes us to do the books that we do. Black women writing books for Black women. I'm all for it. I think it's very important. And sisters out there that's listening, let's buy each other's books because we have to circulate our dollars amongst each other. Okay, that's how we circulate and we stimulate the economy is when we buy books from each other. And I won't go into that, but that's why I told everybody go to my website and get my book. And I'll leave that right where that is.
I totally understand. I totally agree with you because I saw it firsthand. TV, well, it was TV shows. It was the news, and it was so funny how I saw this happen in front of my eyes. Right? They had a sister who was dressed. She wasn't dressed well, but she was casually dressed. About maybe 8 feet between them two. Okay, but then you got the other sister over here. And I'm not knocking y'all. No, I am. Because if you got a bonnet on in the street, it doesn't make any sense. Okay? Yes, that is a pet peeve of mine. If you got a bonnet on in the street, what's the sense of paying to get your hair done? And the purpose of getting your hair done is so everybody can see it. I don't want to see your bonnet. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Sorry, not sorry. Not at all. But they chose the sister with the bonnet. See what
Go
had happened.
first.
See, they I'm Geechee. I'm
See,
Gala Geechee. But they chose her, and I'm sitting up there across the street looking like, really? Of all the people out here, that's who you choose?
but what we need to understand, those of us that in the media, we know this. That is intentional. That's the thing. That's intentional to do that. I mean, even when you talk about crime and you see our boys, our men, so our men and our boys are the ones that are committing most of the crimes. Get out of here. There are tons and tons of white boys and white men that are committing crimes, but you're not going to see a plethora of them plastered all over the news. Why? Because they want to preserve the culture. So
Mm-hmm.
if you put us out there, 80% of the time, then that means that we're committing 80% of the crime. So they
So,
think it's psychological.
so audience, let me ask you guys: how many school shootings have you seen was done by African American? I'll wait. How many? Mm. Let that sink in for a second. Let
Exactly.
that sink. Somebody said 2 in 10 years. That is totally, totally, totally what I'm saying.
Mhm. Not to
But
mention, not to
I'll
mention
go.
that culturally, there are some crimes. I'm not saying we're not guilty, Patrice. I mean, we're guilty. We're guilty of
Oh yeah,
stealing
we do
and
some stuff.
robbing or
I'm
something.
not even gonna
But there
act
are
like.
some things there's some things that we just don't do. We don't go around chopping up our mamas, killing our babies. These are not. We're culturally we're not guilty of that. Black people are by far some of the most loving, the most embracing people that ever walked the face of the planet. We'll take care of us. We'll take care of your children, their children. Um, Regardless of whatever culture you come from, other cultures come and they're accepted and nurtured by our culture, by our women. So I think it's very important. Kudos to Queen Angela for having this platform. For any woman that has something on television, we need more of it. We need more of it. We need more movies that depict us in a proper light, in the light that we should be in, to tell our story, whether that's a book, whether that's television, whether that's a podcast, so that our story is authentically
That
uh,
is correct. We
being
need,
told, not what they tell us, because that's all psychological. That's that's
and
not that's not facts. And we understand that.
it's crazy because Whew, y'all just let's put it like this. Y'all been glad I work for the people that I work for. Cause whew, y'all better be glad I work for the people who I work for because some of the things I want to say, if it wasn't for these two people that I had to feed and these two people that God insisted in giving me who I love dearly, I would tell y'all a couple of things. But hey, that day is going to come because they got to grow up.
That day will come. But what's even sadder for me is that I want my people to stop drinking the Kool-Aid though. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let's stop. Let's stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Oh, it's got to be true because we saw it on TV. Are you serious?
Mm.
No, no, that they gave you what they gave you what they wanted you to believe. And the thing about media, the thing about TV is that it works by way of repetition. So if you're constantly seeing an image, constantly back to back to back to back, you know, that's how media works. It's psychological. If I say just do it, immediately everybody's going to tell me what brand that's associated with.
Because my
If I
mind
sing
just
the
went,
song do do do, I say do 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 do. I'm loving it. Everybody's gonna know who that's with. So media knows that there is a psychological conditioning that has to happen in order to get people to buy into something. So we are being psychologically conditioned, and I would like to add on to that: we are being raped with our pants up because we're constantly being fed these images that are just not true, and then we buy into it. And we can't say we don't buy into it, because if we have our men creating music where they're calling us B's and H's and stuff like that, brother, you drank the Kool-Aid. You drank the Kool-Aid. That's what you did. You drank the Kool-Aid. Okay, that so we have to that's why we have to create our own media. We have to have our own voices so we can tell our stories the way that they need to be told.
and that's the first music that they hear because I can't think, and I might be wrong, of a song whereas someone of a white person, I'm gonna go straight there, and yes, I do love some of y'all, but some of y'all I can't deal with, is downplaying and using the words that we use in our song against their women.
You're not going to find it. You're not going to find an Oriental man talking about his woman. You're not going to find even the Caucasian man. He's singing his country western song. He's not going to call her Bitch. He's not going to call her H.
No,
He's not going to see that. We're going to do that,
and
right?
we're gonna
But
do it.
we're going to do that. But here's what's sadder again, because I believe in ownership. But women, there are women that are sitting and bopping their head, and they buying that music, right? They buying it, they supporting it, instead of saying, "Listen, brother, we're not supporting nothing when you downgrading us. We're not going to support you." And let me tell you something: if any man wants to be successful, he know that there is one thing that he must have in order to go to the next level, and that would be a black woman. If you plan on being successful, you must have black women in your corner, because we
You know
make
what?
stuff happen.
Oh Lord. See, we done going off the plane. Y'all, I got my hands sitting on my desk like trees. Look at here, look at here. Oh, Dr. Carolyn, please tell us where we can get your book from, how we can follow you. Just give us the rundown.
I see in the post is somebody's this. I think this. They got two out there now talking about lynching and hanging.
And share the video on TikTok. And they canceled Kanye for talking Let me find. And they canceled Kanye for talking down about another race. White privilege is real. Yes, it is. Yo, hey, ooh, Lord Jesus, calm down, trees. Ooh, yo, I saw that video. I saw another picture. There was a pastor in Georgia, and there is a newspaper article where they are suiting up in their white suit and their coon hats. Yes, it's a small
But
town
that's not.
outside.
But here's the thing. That's not really no shock, Patrice. Like, did we think the Ku Klux Klan was dead or something? No, they're not dead. They just took off. They just took off them hoods and stuff like that, and they put on
And
doctor
put on
suits and
ties.
police.
Yes,
They're not
yes.
dead because that's a spirit. See,
Ooh,
racism is a spirit. It's a demonic spirit. It just infiltrates its way into other people. But do we think, like, after slavery was over, like, that was going to die or whatever? No, it has not gone anywhere. It's just dressed up in a different set of clothes. I mean, that's about all. My family is from South Carolina, and I have friends who a very small town called Bamberg, South Carolina, right? And in this town, at that time, my former mother-in-law was having problems with her legs, and she says, "Well, the doctor told me that I need to get my leg amputated." But here's the thing, Patrice. Then I found out because as I was walking around and and looking at nearby towns near Bamberg, it's like every other person had their leg amputated. Like, the doctors are telling y'all whatever problem you got, like, your problem could be way up here in your neck, but your leg need to be amputated. Y'all, this is intentional. I mean, this stuff is just it's intentional, because we are targeted for this kind of things. It shouldn't be like every other person in a town walking around with no leg or no arm and telling me that's a health issue. No, that's not a health issue. That's racial targeting. We're being targeted, and we have
man.
to, be more intentional. The way that we stay in tune is that we talk about it, and we better talk about it before folks go around censoring us, and then we won't be able to say nothing. And that's
Okay,
another story.
because they already started that, and yeah, they already started that. You know, and I am SC Bookgal, so I totally understand where you're coming from. Yeah, yeah. And we gonna have to come back. Me and you gonna have to come back. I don't even care if we do a pre-recorded interview and then share it. But me and you, we gonna come back and we gonna have us a good little chit chat. But yes, Lord Jesus,
Absolutely.
y'all go grab
Just let
sacred
me know
seed
when.
of wisdom, okay? And it is true. Triveda said it is very much important to advocate for yourself when it comes to your health. That is true because when I took my daughter to the doctor about a week and a half ago, they were like, when I picked her up at school, oh, she just had a fever, let her go home. I
Wow.
looked my child in the eye and I said, it is not a fever. It is not a fever. And yes, it was something minor, it's COVID, but it could have been worse because I lost my sister to the flu. It could have been way worse. So yes, we do have to advocate for ourselves. Even personally, you guys, I'm ain't nothing wrong with therapy. I'm getting back with one. They sent
Good
me
for
these
you.
lists of people. I said, "Do you have somebody African American female I prefer?" Oh, we can find one. She's all the way in Florence. Cool. It's called online virtual. Make it do what it do. These are services that I
I do
pay
it
for.
every day.
So, yes, I thank you for joining me tonight, Dr. Stevens. We went
Thank you
from
for having me. I had a wonderful time.
this was
Wonderful. I'm looking forward to us coming back and talking some more. because these are the kind of conversations that we need to be having.
Yes, yes, yes. And you guys, before we end out, I know, and I had this conversation with my son. I know we all think, oh, I'm not going to do it. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to do it. But y'all, go get your voter registration. Go. Pick up your neighbor, your 18-year-old. When they get that driver's license, go get them a voter registration card. Have a voting party. When you go out with your girls, make sure everybody voting. Hey, yo, let me see your card. If you got your card, now I'm not telling y'all to drink, but this can be an idea. If you got your card, the first drink's on me. Let's get back into voting. It's something that our ancestors fought for that we're losing because we're not fighting for it anymore. Okay? I actually go help at the polls. Yes, I do it for the monetary good, but then I also do it because I want these little black boys and little black girls to see a black woman. Okay? So you guys, promise me, go get your voter registration. Because if it comes down to the next time we vote and then this situation happened again and you didn't vote, I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear anything you got to say. I'll talk to you in 4 years. Well, pretty call this 4 years because how were you trying to do it? Okay? So, thank you, Miss Stevens, for being with us tonight. You guys, remember, there's no such thing as an old book because not everybody has read every book. Go grab sacred seeds of wisdom. Good night, everyone.
Good
Bye.
night.